Hello and welcome to Mississippi Insight. I'm Byron Brown. Thank you for joining us. This week, Jackson's latest police chief has pledged to recruit and retain police officers, improve cooperation with other law agencies, and attack violent crime. It's a tall order for capital city law enforcement. We'll talk one-on-one with Chief Joseph Wade this morning. And speaking of crime, scammers are working as hard as Santa's elves to put a lump of coal in your stockings and some big charges on your bank and card accounts. John O'Hara of the Better Business Bureau joins us to look at the evolution of holiday fraud. That's all ahead this Sunday morning on Mississippi Insight. Joseph Wade has been in law enforcement since 1995. He's risen through the ranks of JPD, earning over 80 advanced training certifications and receiving the department's Meritorious Service Award twice. Now he's Jackson's top cop, but not an easy job at all. Chief Wade joins us now in Studio A to talk about his to-do list in leading the department. Chief Wade, welcome to Mississippi Insight.
Thank you so much for having me, Byron. It's an absolute honor to be here with you this morning.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes.
Talk briefly about the transition to JPD's lead role as the top police officer in the city. Any surprises so far?
Well, yes. We have been faced with a lot of challenges since June 1st, but I will tell you, Byron, I am up for the job. My career has prepared me for this moment. I've had the opportunity to work for some of the best police chiefs that ever come through the city of Jackson. My mentor, Chief Lindsey Harden, my other mentor, the late Chief Sheriff Lee Vance, and they prepared me for this position. I'm excited about it, and it's an absolute honor to lead the men and women of the Jackson Police Department.
You made it your top priority to attacking crime.
Yes.
Mississippi's overall has the nation's worst crime rate of death row for gun-related crime.
Yes.
And Jackson has become somewhat emblematic of that trend that we're seeing
Absolutely.
here. How specifically are you combating the violent crime here in the city of Jackson?
Well, during my interim phase from June, July, and August, there are three things I wanted to absolutely focus on. The first thing was rebuilding the ranks of the Jackson Police Department. When I took the helm on June 1st, we were at 221 police officers. That severely impacted our ability to fight crime here in the city of Jackson. But since June 1st to December 1st today, we're now right at 260 police officers. I've recruited officers to come back to the Jackson Police Department, and they're excited to come back because they're excited about the direction of the Jackson Police Department, and they're excited about the new leadership at the Jackson Police Department. But manpower alone cannot do it. We've taken a strategic approach to fighting crime here in the city of Jackson. We've re-implemented hotspot data mapping. We're going to figure out where these pockets of crimes are happening, and more importantly, who are committing these acts of violence in our city of Jackson. So I've recruited some brilliant minds to return to JPD, one being my Assistant Chief, Wendell Watts. As you know, he was the chief in Gluckstadt. He believed in my vision and the direction, and he came back to Jackson PD. So what we've done is, first of all, we're going to partner with all law enforcement. We're going to partner with all law enforcement. We cannot do this by ourselves. We have to have collective and collaboration with other law enforcement, the Hinds County Sheriff's Department, all other local law enforcement at the state level and the federal level, because they have resources that we simply do not have. I feel that working together and not working in pockets and pigeonholes, we can accomplish a lot more here in the city of Jackson.
When you talk about recruiting and getting people to come back to JPD, how were you able to do that, and why do you think people wanted to come back to JPD? Well,
first of all, I contacted them. I picked up the phone. I got the roster of the people who left the Jackson Police Department over the past 5 years for whatever reason. I contacted them. I showed them the interest I have in them and the ability and the institutional knowledge that we lost because they left. Talking to them, showing them the direction, and simply showing them that I support them. I commend them and I honor them for the work that they do, and I need them. I need them back here in the city of Jackson, because if we have the manpower, we have the resources to put out here and deploy resources across the city, then we can be more successful in fighting crime, because as you know, we had over 130-something homicides last year. That is absolutely not acceptable. The trend is trending down. As I stand here today, we're at 100 homicides. There's nothing to be proud of whatsoever. But I can tell you over the past couple months, the numbers have went dramatically down, violent crimes here in the city of Jackson. One of the reasons is a new initiative that I put in place called the Action Unit, anti-crime team in our neighborhoods. They're focusing on guns, gangs, and drugs. But it's a partnership with the U.S. Attorney's Office, with ATF, with NBN, with the Sheriff's Department, and we are identifying who the players are, who the bad actors are in our community, and that's who we're going to focus on because our citizens deserve a good quality of life here in the city of Jackson.
You often talk about proactive policing. Is this part of this proactive policing you're talking about? Absolutely,
because at the end of the day, our patrol officers respond to almost 7,000 calls for service a week. 7,000. It's hard for a rank and file patrol officer to be proactive unless he just happened to roll up on something. But with these proactive units, they're going out looking for the criminal element. They're going out to locations where we have a high propensity for shots fired, carjackings, robberies, burglaries, and that's where they're saturated in that particular area. And we're going to push those individuals out until we push them either into a jail cell or out of the city of Jackson.
Are you a proponent of the broken window theory where neighborhood disorder and less serious crimes point to the potential of more serious crime?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I am really committed to, Byron, is all of this illegal dumping in our city. And the people that we have apprehended, the people that we've come in contact with, Byron, they don't stay here in the city of Jackson. They feel that they can come here, dump refrigerators, mattresses, TVs on the side of the road, then go back to their bedroom community. We would not be a dumping ground for anybody. We're not going to allow that type of behavior to happen here in the city of Jackson. When we find these individuals, we're going to arrest them, we're going to tow their vehicle, and we're going to put them on TV. We're going to put it out there that we're no longer somebody that is second-rate to these other communities. We can come with a truckload of tires, 100 tires, and dump them off at an abandoned house in Jackson. We're not going to tolerate that anymore.
So Ben Crump's coming into town next week and talking about another case where a person was buried in a pauper's grave, and saying that that you all might have identified him but did not notify family. What's your response on that?
My response is my heart goes out to the Wade family. My heart and prayers go out to the Moore family as well. What I've done since June 1st is make sure that something like this does not happen on my watch. I've now implemented for the first time in the history of the Jackson Police Department a death notification policy. We're also revamping many of our policies to make sure that this does not happen on my watch. But Byron, I went a step further. I have not only redone, revamped, and implemented new policy, I've also made sure I put the right people in place to make sure this does not happen again. I've replaced the 2 captains in investigations. I replaced the deputy chief in investigations, and I brought in a new assistant chief over operations, which includes patrol and investigations. So I want to make sure that this does not happen to another family, especially on my watch.
What's been the breakdown between, I guess, when someone has passed and it goes to the coroner and the police and communicating with the families?
Well, and that's what we're trying to find out, what happened. I know that it's a collaborative effort with the police department and with the Hinds County coroner. I think the facts will eventually reveal what the breakdown was. And these 2 incidents happened in February and in March. And as you know, I became the interim chief in June and, of course, confirmed at the end of August, 1st of September. So I want to focus on us moving forward and making sure that this does not happen again. But Byron, I'm concerned because, as I stated before, we've had 100 homicides here in the city of Jackson. Every life matters. Every person matters. When that person is no longer alive, then we have to be that voice. So for 28 years, I've stood for justice. I've stood for honor and stood for integrity. And I will make this department a department that the citizens can be proud of and the men and women who put their life on the line can be proud of.
Talk about the cooperation between Jackson Police and Capitol Police. Where does that stand and how's that been going?
Yes, we've had open dialogue, open communication about how we're going to move forward. And this is why. Capitol Police is responsible for 8 square miles of downtown Jackson, 8 square miles. That is essentially in the heart of the city of Jackson. The criminal element do not know, nor do they care what is CCID and what is JPD. They will go across these boundaries and commit criminal acts, and we don't have the information as to who is doing what, where they're doing, what their mode of operation is. But with communication, I communicate with Chief Lucky. I communicate with Sheriff Tyree Jones. We're sharing information about who these bad actors are, and we're going to hold them accountable together.
If someone calls 911 in the city of Jackson, who are they going to get? Are they going to get JPD, Capitol Police, or how does that work?
They're going to get the Jackson Police Department, and then we have a system that we can patch that call over to Capitol. But upon speaking to Chief Luckett, they're looking to implement their 911 system probably early next year. And then when their system is in place, that call will go directly to Capitol. But we're still going to have open dialogue about what crime looks like, because we got to share that information, and we got to work collectively to eradicate the city of Jackson of crime.
So there'll be one 911 system, or so when someone calls 911, it will go to Capitol first and then the JPD, or how does that work?
It will be one system once their system is up. That call will go either directly to them, depending on where the citizen is, or it will go directly to Capitol. But you will get a law enforcement entity when you dial 911. Right now, it will come directly to us, and we're transferred to Capitol.
We often talk about the relationship between citizens and police, but how is, in whether or not you're getting enough resources or help, how is your relationship between the city as far as the resources that you need? Do you feel like you have a good working relationship with the city leadership?
Yes, I do. I meet weekly with the mayor. We meet weekly. We talk almost daily or every other day. I have a great relationship with our city council members. We have dialogue. We talk. We discuss things. We talk about what is needed, because at the end of the day, we have to make an investment in law enforcement. We have to make an investment into public safety here in the city of Jackson. I felt 100% certain that when I took this seat, when I got my unanimous vote, I had the full support of our leadership. And I know that I do because I was able to immediately get pay raises for all of our police officers, pay raises for our civilian employees. Everything that I needed to be successful, I got it. Now it's time for us to get to work.
What is the goal as far as the number of officers you want to have on the JPD, and what's the end game here?
Right now, I'm budgeted for 275. I have been relentless in my pursuit of that 275. Like I told you, we're right at 260. I'm very ambitious. I want to get that number either by December 31st or January 31st. Then my goal, once I get 275, I'm going to be asking to be budgeted for 300, then 325, then 350. I want us to get back to the point where we can be simply proactive instead of reactive at the Jackson Police Department.
So ultimately, what does JPD need, or what's your goal as far as the number of officers you'd like to have? At one point, there was almost 400 officers with JPD. So where do you want to be? But the population was close to 200,000.
There was a lot more. When I came on in 1995, we were hovering around 500 police officers. But you have to realize that was a different place and a different time. With the civil unrest that happened across the country, with the COVID pandemic, it impacted law enforcement tremendously. I don't just look at our bedroom communities around Jackson. I look at Memphis, New Orleans, Birmingham, Shreveport. Everybody is facing a shortage of law enforcement officers, and we are not immune to that. Now, we've been lucky and blessed that with my leadership, we've been able to get almost 40 officers in less than 6 months. That's absolutely amazing, but we have to convince people that they want to give a selfless service to their community, because at the end of the day, Byron, you're putting your life on the line every single day. Mm-hmm. You're putting your life on the line every single day, and no matter how many raises I can get them, there's nothing that can replace their life. And they want to feel that they're going to be appreciated and not prosecuted for the work that they do every single day. But it's a two-way street, Byron. I want us to not only police the community, but I want us to be a part of the community. We are part of this community. You can't say police department without saying Jackson Police Department. We are the city of Jackson. We will make this department a department that the city of Jackson can be proud of, and also a department that the men and women who wear this badge and gun can be proud of as well.
All right, Chief Wade, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
More and more consumers face the risk of scams, fraud, digital theft, and the like, and the holiday season is often ripe for scam artists to take advantage. Earlier this week, I spoke with John O'Hare of the Better Business Bureau about recent trends and holiday consumer scams. Talk to us a little bit about scams this holiday season, and what can we expect, and what are you guys looking at right now?
Well, one of the biggest things that we've seen this year that's on the increase is gift card scams. Mm-hmm. And there's different types of them. Some of them are just people calling, saying, hey, we're at the IRS. You have a fine that's unpaid. Please go get gift cards. Right there, red flag should be up everywhere. No one's going to call to ask you to pay with the gift card. Another one, we're seeing same thing with shopping. Some of these online sites that people have been trying to get all these great deals, they're asking people to go get gift cards. Even if it's not Amazon, they're asking you to go to Walgreens and get an Amazon card, put the money on it, then call them back and give them the numbers. What people don't understand is it's untraceable. That's why people want you to do those gift cards. So if anybody is asking you to pay with any sort of a gift card that's not its actual retail, just don't do it. It's a fake site.
Is that a new scam this season? I mean, or is that something we normally see each
It was
holiday
something
season?
that happens every holiday season, but it's really picked up because a lot of retailers have gotten better at showing what fake sites are. Banks have gotten a lot tighter because they're the ones who have to end up dealing with these fraud. So wire transfers are tougher to do now. People get a little bit sketchy about, why do you want me to wire transfer you money? So gift cards are just real easy for the scammers, and people fall for it every day. We get calls every day on them.
Is there a new scam out this season?
The new scams that we're getting it's an old scam that's been reinvented. It's the grandparent scam. Grandparent scam is someone calls an older person and says, hey, grandma, grandpa, I'm in trouble. I've been in a car accident, or I got a ticket and I need some money. Now they're using AI. They're using the artificial intelligence where they're actually stealing people's actual voices right off of, say, a TikTok video. So it really does sound like them instead of, well, this doesn't sound like you, but it is me. Now it really does sound like the person. It's pretty scary. They could take our interview today and they can turn it into something totally different. They just type in what they want it to say, and it's our voices saying.
What are you telling seniors in particular if they get a call like that?
They get a call like that, kind of take down the information and then verify. A lot of times is, get off the phone, when can I call you back? Call your grandchild, call their parents. One person called and they found out that thought their son was in an accident and found out he was playing golf. It was like, no, I'm out here on the golf course. It's because they're also posting. People post everything what they're doing, so people knew they're on a golf course doing something, and scammers see that, and they try to hit them for thousands of dollars at a time.
What are the red flags that consumers should be aware of to know that they're being scammed?
It's urgency. It's, you better do this right now. Something bad's going to happen. The police are going to come get you if you don't pay this fine over the phone. Police don't call to tell you to come to get you. That sense of urgency. Gift cards. They're asking you to pay with a different form of payment. If you're online shopping, they don't have a secure lock on the website. They don't even have contact information. If you do have a problem with your order, who do you contact? They have no way to get in touch. There's no address, there's no phone numbers, there's no way to get in touch with people. And then you looked at the websites have been developed over the last couple of months. In the last 2 or 3 months, all of a sudden they're a big store shop.
Now, how have these scams evolved, or have they changed? You mentioned AI over the years.
The smartphone has definitely changed the game when it comes to scams because people have so much access. Our millennials are now the biggest people that get scammed because of the access they have. It's the social networking. That's where we've seen the biggest thing. It's people posting stuff, reposting other people's stuff, like, hey, we had it with Giving Tuesday. We had people, like, hey, I know it's Giving Tuesday, you need to give to this person I know, such and such, they're in dire need. You're finding out these are fake, fake charities, fake websites, fake GoFundMes where people are trying to send money. So it's technology that's changing, and now AI is something that's really changed it.
So how do you protect yourself from all this?
Technology's great. It's made us all faster and more efficient. So we just need to take a breath, do our research. If you're out there shopping and you're not knowing that you're at an unknown retailer, take a step back, look at it. Look at our website. You can go to bbb.org, do a Google search on the company, see what reviews say. You had mentioned before that all of a sudden you looked at something and everybody's like, don't buy this, it's a scam. So people are really good about putting stuff out there, so just do a little bit of homework.
What can the Better Business Bureau do to help consumers from getting scammed? And what are some of the things you're trying to do?
What we are trying to do is tell people, get out there and tell people to look up the companies, go to our website, because when we've already identified 8 or 9 websites in the last couple of weeks that say they're here in Mississippi, that these companies don't exist. One of them is actually selling winter ski gear. Mississippi, not a really big skiing state for snow skiing, but the company doesn't exist. So we put that out there. We put that business profile out there so that if someone was to look it up on our website, they would see it's a fake website and don't buy from them.
What should a consumer do if they find they've been targeted by a scam or if they've been scammed?
They really need to report it. I know people say nothing's going to happen. You know, a lot of the scams that we get and a lot of even business practices, by the number of complaints or reports to our scam tracker, helps us know where to put these warnings out and to share with other BBBs, which they do with us when it's something's happening in another state. I may know before it actually hits here in Mississippi because they warn me and I can let authorities know what's going on.
Big thanks to Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade and John O'Hare with the Better Business Bureau. We're back next weekend with more of the political and current affairs coverage that you demand. I'm Byron Brown from all of us here at 12 News. Make it a great weekend.